Hello Gloucester City fans and welcome to your Saturday preview show. Normally you used to see a Mike here, but today you've got me and we've got a brilliant Saturday preview show for you today. Well, in this scenery, we are going to start off with our gaffer, Mike Kirk.
Right, after a weekend off and then a game on Tuesday night, Mike, how have preparations changed?
Yeah, been probably a bit better for us because not picking up any injuries from Saturday's game gives another week's rest to a few of them as well, and then going into Tuesday's game where we had quite a high mix of first teamers with a couple of the fringe players as well, so that was good to get no call on Wednesday morning to say we've got loads of injuries. So there'll be a couple that have to have a light training session tonight, but apart from that, they're all good to go.
Yeah, and on the game in a week, how good was it to see the goals flying in, obviously specifically for Ben Berris when he got himself a hat-trick?
Yeah, I just think, it's a good confidence builder for the team and for Ben as well. I think he's done reasonably well whenever he's played for us, whether he's started or he's come off the bench. He's probably got more goals for us off the bench coming on, but when he's played, he's made himself sort of a bit of a target man for us, and he's run around and he's worked really hard. So we're quite pleased with him.
Yeah, moving on to the game this Saturday against Boston, how are you looking to nullify them, considering that they've lost two in a row now, but before that they won a really good run?
Yeah, they were probably early part of the season. They were one of our first games that we played, and at that time we thought they were one of the best teams that we played. We had 45 minutes where we didn't get anywhere near them the first 45. We made a couple of changes. I think at half time we were a little bit better. And I remember the goal they shot from distance just outside the box. But they're a very good team. They're right up there as well. And, they're obviously going for the playoffs. So we've got to be 100% committed on everything.
Yeah, obviously they're in a pretty similar position to Scarborough as well. So we know what happened against Scarborough a few weeks ago. How much can you take from that game into this one?
Well, they're slightly different teams in the way that they play the game. I think Boston have got probably a couple more dynamic players that are a little bit more game changers. I think they attacked down the flanks quite well. The right back at their place had a great game that day, so that'll be something that we need to nullify. And we've got to set our team up accordingly and make sure that the shape is correct. As it was against Scarborough, that's probably one of the games that stands out for us because everybody stuck to the plan. They did what they were asked to be done, and they did really well that day.
Yeah, and you said last week that Louis McGrory was near his return, probably wouldn't have made Al's return. Is Louis potentially back?
Yeah, he's potentially back now. He was potentially for Tuesday night, but we just decided to bring Jamie Creed on instead. We just wanted to have a look at the youngster in a proper game. We've had a look at Jamie over the last couple of weeks in training. He's really impressed, so it was good for us to have a little look at him really.
Yeah, with 10 games left, what are you focusing on specifically? Is there a target number of points, or is it a case of literally just taking it as every game?
I just think when we've gone into games when we've been, you've got to win this, lads, you've got to win that, I don't think the lads have performed that well, so we're just trying to keep it a little bit more low key, and we can only affect what we can affect, which is our games that we play in. And it's good to know whether teams are doing badly or not picking up points up to a certain point, but you just can't do nothing about it, can you? So we can only concentrate on us, and if we do that, we'll be okay, I think. But if we worry too much about the opposition, and we have another run of injuries like we did over the last sort of couple of months, then obviously we're going to struggle. But at the moment it's looking pretty good, I think.
Yeah, and Max Ram has left the club recently. What are your thoughts on Max's time at the club, considering he was here when you came in, and what do you think we'll miss?
Yeah, it was just a big thank you to Max. Thanks for his commitment, the way he trained and the way he played. He never let us down, did everything that he needed to. And so, I spoke to him on Tuesday night, face to face. Had a couple of phone calls with him today as well. So yeah, we just wish him all the best, and hopefully everything works out for him.
And next up, we have got a brilliant pair for you as we interview Ben Beresford and Theo Robinson.
As I said, Ben, 4-0 win, a hat-trick Tuesday night.
Yeah, no, it was good to get the win, good to score 3 goals as well. It's always nice, obviously. Anything else? What else?
Scored 3 goals, boy. win finals at the end of the season.
Final. Good enough, yeah. Decent.
Can we take this motivation from the final win into our next game against Boston, which is quite a
Yeah, hopefully we'll take the positive vibes into Saturday and get a win again, yeah.
Would you like to be starting up top with on Saturday? That's something that you two.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. That'd be good.
He owes me Nando's as well. But I was going to get that on camera. I said it off camera. He owes me Nando's. Made a bet when I ran out a bit, but we made a little strikers union, little agreement at the start of when I came in. It's going by scoring goals as well as myself. So just make sure that we're contributing as best we can on the pitch as we do.
Alright, so that's your first senior actual as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, it's buzzing to be fair, like, but don't forget. Yeah, of course it does. Of course it does. Yeah. Hopefully I get a few more. Yeah.
Where would you like to end up in the season? How many goals do you think is realistic?
It's episode 40 next start of the season, so. But, I'd say 15 now. Yeah.
So Theo, you're doing very well yourself. So what have you made of your time here so far?
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously, we'd like to get more points on the board. I think we've been here now for 3 wins, 3 losses in 1 draw. So obviously, I would like the wins to keep going. Obviously, we've got 10 more games now, and every game's going to be more just as important, especially Saturday. I know 3 of their players from Brackley, so it'd be good to get one over them as well. So it'd be good, hopefully that the fans and obviously the players as well as the staff and everyone to be looking forward to Saturday.
So you've got a wide range of goals, some headers, a few bangers in there as well. When it comes to that, what would you say is your best asset when you're in front of goal?
Just contributing as well as anything. Like I love the tapping as well as scoring. I go for myself. Me and Ben had a little chuckle because I'm trying to raise the last time he's gone. But goals are goal, and for me or anyone else in the team because the points on the board is the big thing.
Well, we got 3 good strikers at the club. How do you lads all sort of get on and gel between each other to make sure whoever's starting that day is putting the ball in the back of the net?
Competitive, actually, every striker has to be so I think we need to make sure that everyone's contributing. If you're not contributing with goals, you should contribute performances and so we're all doing our part. Even if it's Ben just come off the bench and Danny's obviously doing that, occupying 2 defenders, 4 defenders at that time, and then it's me making my runs and holding up as well. So we've all got different attributes, and I think that it's working. We just have to make sure that we keep it going to the end of the season.
And finally, Ben, are you going to buy him as Nando's?
Yeah, of course I will.
Yeah. I'm going to buy him. I'm going to buy a big Nando's. It's on him, it's free, isn't it?
And next up, we are going to speak to our latest academy graduate.
So Jamie, it's good to speak with you. How does it feel to have signed your first senior contract?
Yeah, it's brilliant, thank you. Yeah, it's come around quite quick, so happy, yeah.
What type of player are you? Like, what could we expect from you?
Just goals, really, yeah, goals.
Nice. And who would you say is your sporting idol? If you could compare yourself to maybe a striker, who would you say?
Probably Harry Kane I'd go for, yeah.
Oh, nice one. Mike, what have you seen in Creed that has led you to promote him up to the senior squad?
I'm hoping he does play like Harry Kane because I think he's well, to be honest, he's done fantastic in training with us, and it was great that we thought, we put a bit of trust in him on Tuesday night in the cup match against Roman Glass. Thought we'd done quite well when he come on. Just want him to be a little bit more greedy, shoot, make sure that he puts himself in the shot window. And as you can see, he's a big one as well, isn't he? So that's a bit of a bonus for us. And first time when I was at Gloucester City, sort of 25-30 years ago with Bernsey and Brian Godfrey, we had to rely on the youth policy. And at that time there was people like Tom Webb was coming along, and Smudge Smithy, and Griff and players like that, and it made a massive difference to the success of that club. And the first year I think we managed to stay up with, I think we had 7 or 8 youth team players playing in that sort of tail end of the season, and then the following season they went up out of that league, which is a couple of leagues below this one. So I've always been a big advocate of the youth policies. That's how I cut my teeth as a coach when I was at Coventry City and Cambridge United. So yeah, anything that we can do to help the club and get players through, that's what we want to do.
Yeah, nice. And where do you see Jamie fitting into the current squad at the moment?
He's just got to score goals, you know. That's what I said to him. He's right. What he says, if that's what he does, he's got to do that for us. He's got to score at this level, because that's what all centre forwards are going to get judged on. We want him to work on other things, which he knows that you know, hopefully with Hosky and Mark McGregor here, we can get the best out of him. And you know, 2 great role models for him as well, by the way. So he needs to listen to them, and it's not so much his striking of the ball, because his striking of the ball is as good as any of the first teamers at the moment, but it's just his movement to get there and just be a bit cleverer. And I think that a little bit of coaching will be brilliant for him.
Yeah, you touched on it just a second ago there, but how valuable is it signing youth players for Gloucester City, not only now but for the future of the club as well?
Yeah, I just think, you know, we're not a multi-millionaires club, and we're going to have to use these players that come through. I know sometimes, you know, they take 3 or 4 years, and sometimes you have a good year and you have 3 or 4, 5 or 6, and then, you know, you might have a bad year and might not get anybody. So I just think it's one of the mainstays of the club. Like I said before, I would be a massive advocate of having the youth team, and I think it's great to have all the little ones come through. It's brilliant when we see them on a match day as well, linked into the mascots, and just coming up for a match day visit, and then obviously, you know, getting them into 16, 17, 18-year-olds and playing in the youth team, and then eventually getting into the first team. So that's what we would love to happen.
All right, that's one. Thank you. Cheers.
All right, good.